everybody, it's Angela with Naturally Made by Angela and Daisy King Farm, and I'm making soap today. So I just showed you how messy the bowls were, and what I do is after I make soap, I set everything up into my cabinet where I keep all my soaping supplies, and I do not wash anything until right before I make my next batch. The reason I do that is to let the soap saponify and harden, because otherwise you will not be able to get the soap off of these bowls. It'll just be one big greasy mess. Okay, this is pretty much my setup. I do it in here on my table. I clean it well with a natural cleaner I get from Trader Joe's after I'm done, so that there's no chance of lye getting on anybody. I have rubber gloves. I put a pair of these on underneath my chemical gloves. These are actually gloves that you have to have so that you don't get burnt from the lye. Even the soap and essential oils can burn your skin too. So the other safety equipment I have is I have a very good thick mask, and then of course eye protection. Here is my coconut oil. I use these back, I think they're, I don't remember how many pounds they are. It is USDA certified organic, and it's non-GMO. I use the refined coconut oil, and what that means is they have processed the coconut oil to where it does not smell like coconut oil anymore, and it will not be your creamy white. You can see the difference in the white bucket and the coconut oil. The reason I do that is because when I use my essential oils, if you have the coconut oil smell, the unrefined coconut oil, and you use essential oils, you're going to find that the smell will fade. You will not be able to smell very much of your essential oil or your fragrance or whatever you use. I want the smell of the soap to overpower folks when they're cleaning or washing their hands or taking a shower. Plus, we just can't afford to use a lot of essential oils because it is an expensive product, and I want to make my soap affordable. So when I do the unscented bar, I do unrefined because I want it to be a beautiful white bar. The coconut oil smell is so faint by the time it processes, and saponifies. It's not going to bother anybody, and it's not going to hurt anybody's sensitive skin, anything like that. So that's what I do there. And then I do a double batch, so I have a big bowl that I start out in, and then I pour half into a smaller bowl. This right here I keep in a red bucket because this is where I mix my lye. The water goes here, and then the lye I put in here. Of course I weigh it all out on my digital scale, and then I keep it contained so that I don't have any lye over here on my table or anything like that. Then I use this pitcher right here to keep all of my spoons and things like that in that I use. That way it keeps it off the table and I can stick it in there. I clean everything and put it right back in. And of course there's my stick blender and my distilled water. So that's basically all we have to start with, and so let's get going. How's this for fashion statement? Okay, I have my hair back. I forgot to mention, I usually use one of these because, well, let's face it, we all lose hair. I don't want any in my soap, and I'm sure you don't either. Okay, so I have my glasses on, I have my safety glasses on, and I have my mask. It's a thick mask, it's hot, but I don't have to worry about the fumes. I also have my windows open. I have 2 windows open, so that keeps, fresh air in and the fumes out. This is my lye, that's my water. I'm getting ready to mix those two together. When you mix them together, it's going to create a steam cloud, basically. So what I do is I get down low, and I've done this in my other video. I'm below it because the steam is obviously going to rise higher. I do that, and I can get a better view of how well it's mixing up. So you have to make sure that you get all of the granules mixed up good. You don't want any of those to stay and not get mixed, because then you're going to have lye pockets and you're going to burn people's skin and things like that. You don't want that. So mix it really well. Try to get it as clear as you can, and then set it aside in a well-ventilated area. Alright, so I have my water here, Got my lye in here. Have a stainless steel spoon. Got my gloves on. And you're going to slowly pour it. And while you're pouring, you stir. I'm trying to stay as far away as I can. I've got the windows open. I'm just getting down here low. You can see the steam's probably rising. You never ever pour the water into the lye. And I'll explain all of that in the class at the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference. I'll get into that a little bit. So you just take 2 or 3 minutes and do this. And then you're ready to set it aside and let it cool. I do my process different from most people. I'm going to set this into my bucket, the red bucket. And then I set it over here next to my windows. So everything is cooled down to where I need it to be, the temperature that I need it. And I'm ready to put the two together. I'm just going to get my essential oils ready that I'm going to mix together. Got everything back on in my gloves. And we're ready to put the lye that's been cooling into the melted coconut oil. And you want to stand back, make sure it doesn't splash on you. So everything's in there. And now comes the fun part of mixing it together. So I have earplugs in because I'm real sensitive to sounds. You put your stick blender in kind of at an angle. It just keeps some of the air bubbles out, and just mix it up, and we will show you what's next. I went ahead and added the essential oils to this batter, and then this one is a totally different kind. So when I had all of the batter in one bowl, that's before I added essential oils. So then I divided up into the proper weight that I need for these 2 molds, and then I add my essential oils to each. So this one is orange clove, and this one is just eucalyptus. See how beautiful and smooth that is? I'm going to set these on the rack to let them slowly cool down. So these are the racks that I use once my soap is in the mold. I bring them in here, I set them on this shelf, and then I have a piece of cardboard that I lay over the top. The reason I do that is because when you lay towels and blankets on there, you don't want it to, touch the soap. I lay layers of blankets on top of the soap, and it varies as to how many I do depending on the type of essential oil I use. If it cools down too fast, it's going to gel. It's going to look like in the middle of the soap here, you don't see it all looks the same. But if it gels, it'll be like a darker color in the middle. Some folks go for that. They want that look. I don't. That's why you cover it and insulate it. This isn't the only way. It's just the way that I prefer, and I've kind of perfected for the soap that I make. It will sit here for 24 hours, and I'll uncover it and then unmold it. And then I let it sit here before I put it in the storage containers. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I wanted to make sure I let you guys know that I will be at the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference. So on Patreon, it's a membership area, so you'll pay $2 a month, which breaks down to about 6 or 7 cents a day. We put quite a bit out there. Check it out. It's over on patreon.com, and it's Daisy King Farm. Thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate it.